Hey guys, it's Maggie, and I am back here at my happy place, at Bramble Blossom. And I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today about our rabbits. I don't tend to talk about our rabbits just a whole lot. Um, I don't, we're allowed to have them, but I don't like making a big deal out of the fact that we have them because I just drama, and so I just don't. But a friend of mine is going to be getting started in rabbits, and kind of was talking with her a little bit about things that I would do differently, or that I am doing differently this time around as I'm building a hutch, because I'm going to show you guys in a minute the hutch that we built about 2 years ago. It's getting to the point where it needs some major work done to it. But given the fact that most of the materials that we used for it, we got for free, and most of the materials that I am using thus far were things that I already had here from building this one, or things that I have picked up kind of secondhand from various places. So cheap, because yeah, wood's expensive right now. Building stuff is expensive right now. So wherever you can find stuff on the Facebook Marketplace for free or whatever, I definitely encourage you to do that. So I'm going to show you our hutch, our original hutch, and then talk to you about some of the changes that I'm making this time around. So we have 4 holes in this hutch, as they're called, and so that means we have 4 rabbits, 4 doors, and that would be my first point of contention here. I made these doors about a square foot. That's about the size that these doors are. A huge mistake, because back here, and I'm not sure if you can see, this is Sweet Pea, and it's focusing on the wire, not the rabbit. That's Sweet Pea back there, and this is Pumpkin in here, and Pumpkin and Sweet Pea have been going at it here. I'm gonna see. I think Pumpkin will come towards me if I start going in here. Maybe not. So as you can see, Pumpkin and Sweet Pea have been tunneling to one another through the OSB. Not good. We don't want that to happen. So that's a problem. But there she is. There's Sweet Pea sticking her nose through there. But part of the problem here is that this is a square foot. I need to get to the back of the hutch to fix that, and this doorway is a square foot. I don't fit in there very well. I don't think many adults probably fit in there very well. So I think what I will probably do at some point is take these doors off and take this panel of hardware cloth off and make the door essentially half of the each hole, so that way I can get in there to make repairs. This hardware cloth that's on here is a 1/2 inch, and that's great. It's perfect. There aren't any issues with that, except for that is also the flooring. And if I squat down here, I have sort of attempted to tack up a second layer of flooring here, and that hasn't worked very well, because rabbit pee is super corrosive, and so that has caused the wire on the hardware cloth on the bottom of the cages to start to fall apart. And so I really don't want my rabbits falling out the bottom of the hutch. So I need to find a different way to go about that. And another piece of the issue is, I'm going to open Pumpkin's door again because she didn't seem too interested in me. So here you can kind of see I also tacked up a second layer for her, but this is just kind of all shredded. And then I think this, where we have the hardware cloth kind of going up to go over this piece of wood, I think that's causing some issues too, in terms of just keeping things taut and everything. as I'm locking this back up. So I decided that I really wanted to, for the next one, work on keeping things kind of flat. And so I have started to kind of put the base together for our new 2-hole hutch, which will probably, I was thinking that it would be a bachelor pad for our males, but I'm thinking it's gonna not be that it's gonna be a mama's quarters, because I really feel like it looks like the floor space of this is much larger, even though I was fairly certain that we did 3 foot by 3 foot on those in terms of floor space. I feel like this just looks a lot bigger than that. So I'm going to turn my camera around and show you what I've done so far. And I'm not a master builder, and so it's kind of a hot mess, and it's not fully square, but it's going to do the trick. So it'll be fine. So what I did, instead of screwing wood on top of other wood, is I'm using corner braces to hold together the inside corners, and mending braces to hold together the outside. And I think it should hold up okay, because those sections most likely are not gonna get hit with too much rabbit pee. I mean, I guess they might, but that's a lot thicker than the hardware cloth that's on the bottoms. I still haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do with the bottoms here, because like I said, that hardware cloth, it's just kind of disintegrating, and I really kind of need to get this put together. And so I have lots of the 1/2-inch hardware cloth, and I may just do like a double layer, but then I really need to make sure that I'm lining holes up, because the whole point of having holes in the bottom is so the poop falls through, so I can just kind of shovel it out from underneath there, and put it on the garden or whatever. So those are kind of some thoughts in terms of what I will be doing differently. The roof we did, so a couple, I guess 3 sheets of OSB, and then on top of that we have it's corrugated PVC, so it's lighter weight, but it helps to kind of drain the water off of the top of there, so it's not soaking into this OSB. And then my kind of solution for winter is I got these little cup hooks that I screwed in the front, and then I hang a tarp from its grommets on there to kind of give them some extra protection from the elements in the winter. It's not perfect, it's not ideal, but it works for right now. Kind of got to that point where it was almost our first winter, and oh, what are we going to do about that? Because rabbits should not get cold and wet. They will get sick. So I wanted to protect them from the snow. Another thing to note, I'm going to try, and well, probably should not do that. So Butternut, his door sticks, and I have to pry it open, but as soon as I pry it open, he's going to come running over to me. But rabbits chew wood. If they have access to wood, they will chew on wood. That's they have to grind their teeth down, kind of like we file our fingernails. So they will chew on wood to do that, and so the bottom part of Butternut's door is gnawed off pretty significantly. So I will probably have to replace that at some point as well. I kind of hesitated to paint or stain anything because of that reason. I didn't want them ingesting a bunch of chemicals. And I also felt like it was safer for them to have the wood closer to them than the wire closer to them on the doors and things, because I didn't want them chewing on the wire, because they would potentially do that as well. We also have tractors where we keep our grow outs on the ground so they have access to fresh grass, and I really need to move them because rabbits poop a lot, and all those little black nuggets down there, if you can see them, are poop. So need to get these guys moved. They are not really happy right now because it's warm and they don't like being hot, so they don't move a whole lot during the warmer parts of the day. But this is pretty simple in terms of construction. I have cage wire down on the bottom that's I think a 1 inch by 2 inch rectangle opening there, so that they can get to the grass, but so that they're not able to burrow out from the tractors. These have a lot of, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, it's completely escaping me, but I have all these pieces of wood on the inside because we had some issues with, I think, a predator popping the staples out of the hardware cloth and getting into our little tractors. So I just kind of made that not so possible anymore. So yeah, 2x4 construction. These are 6 feet long by 2 feet, I think, and I want to say 2 feet tall. Is that right? 3 feet tall? I don't exactly remember. And I have 2 more. These are like newest mamas. They have little babies with them. The babies are, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks old. I don't remember. But they need to stay with mama until they are at least 5 weeks old. So they'll still be in here for a while. And then I will have to walk around here. There's the latches on this side. No, this has got the PVC. These have the PVC roofs as well, and I just kind of tacked them to 2x4s to give it a little bit of weight. There's a flaw in that design as well because it's not really enough weight if the wind starts to blow in. Trying to move so you guys can see the color on this one little guy. It's so stinking cute. These guys are the babies. The babies in there are silver fox and cream to argent mixes. So the coloring there, the lighter colored ones that were in the first one I showed you, those are called chestnut agoutis. That's the coloring, what it's called. And then the other ones will be gold tip steels. So they'll be dark gray, blackish, with gold colors. All of my rabbits are silver foxes with the exception of Butternut, who is a cream to argent. I got him and Sweet Pea from Tiffany at Tealstone Homestead. She raises silver foxes and creams as well, and they're both super cool rabbits. They both have beautiful coloring. They're both heritage breeds, which was really important to me when I was deciding on what rabbits to raise. I think kind of generally speaking, commercially grown rabbits, you just have a lot more problems with them than you do with heritage breeds. That's true of all the animals, really. It's kind of the same thing as tomatoes in the grocery store, right? Like, they taste like disappointment. And a lot of that is because the tomatoes have been bred to be shelf stable for longer and to withstand shipping and packaging and all of that kind of stuff. And they weren't really bred for flavor. So the same thing's true with animals, right? Like, you go to the grocery store and you pick up some chicken breasts that look like they're the size of a whole chicken. They've been pumped full of steroids and antibiotics and all of that kind of stuff. And you know, a lot of those chickens can't even walk or function, so they just lay in filth, and it's just that's gross. Like, that's gross. I don't want to eat that chicken. Kind of like I don't want to eat the radishes and the carrot in my cat poop litter garden. So yeah. So they're my rabbits are heritage breeds. I did decide to do the cross just to see if we got any kind of what's called hybrid vigor from that, when you take two purebred animals, or even like heirloom tomatoes or whatever. If you cross to them, you could potentially get what's called hybrid vigor from the first generation of that plant. So that was kind of my thinking there, to see if we could get some better size, but if not, that's fine too. I got some really pretty colored rabbits, and that's fun also. So yeah, I don't talk just a whole lot about my rabbits, like I said, because like I said, we're allowed to have them. I just don't want drama because I talk about having them. And also, I'm still learning a whole lot, so I don't think I'm an expert by any means. I will try to answer any questions anyone has about the buns. They're really easy animals if you're thinking about raising animals on your farm, homestead, garden, yard situation. They're super easy animals. They eat and drink and poop and prance around. You do need to give them hay, or like there's these little wooden carrot looking things that you can buy in the store. Those are more, I think, for pet rabbits. But you do need to give them something to chew on. Like I said, they'll chew wood to grind their teeth down if you don't. Trimming their toenails is important also, because they can get too long and like end up getting stuck in cage wire and things like that. So yeah, giving them something to chew on, giving them food, giving them hay, water. Like I said, I made my hutch so the poop falls through the bottom, and I just have to come through with a shovel, sometimes a rake, to get the stuff further on back, so that I can scoop it out and use it in the garden. But yeah, the poop is garden gold. It's phenomenal stuff. In fact, the raspberry bushes that I moved, that I talked about in a video, when I pulled them out, there was a lot of hay that had fallen through the holes as well, under the hutches, and so I mulched and fertilized all in one fell swoop by digging out that hay and the poop that came with it and mulching those raspberries. So that makes things really nice. You can mulch and fertilize at the same time. So yeah, that's kind of brief overview of the rabbit situation. Again, not an expert, still very much learning, but if you have questions, let me know in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. If you are thinking about rabbits, I definitely recommend doing lots of research in terms of you know, just how to raise them and what to feed them and all that good stuff. And Tiffany, like I said, from Teal Stone Homestead, has lots and lots of information. I also, these semis love driving by my house. I also got a lot of good information from, I think it's Sprague Sprague River Homestead, and I can maybe put a link to their channel and Tiffany's as well in the description. Yeah, I still have a lot to learn, but I will do my best to answer your questions. But I also highly encourage rabbits. So, yeah, thanks, and happy gardening.